Oh, hey. What's going on? Some good coffee. Eric in the chat. The Sick Countdown is a banger. It should be up for multiple Junos. Well, the All Request Hour here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media, continues. Here is the number one hit in the nation, the Sick theme, S-I-C-K.
For the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your number one sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K,
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? Turn down the volume on my tablet. It is Friday, February 27th. Hello, everybody. Great to talk to you. Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. We are live on YouTube. To everyone in the comments, hello. We are live on X. To everyone in the comments, hello. Maybe on in some other places soon. Hopefully. Not my job. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. Obviously. This is also our last show of February. Last show of February, Asa. Last show. February has not only been our first month on air, but a good month to us. And on behalf of Jeff Azaparty and Sick Media, we'd like to thank all of you. This is not failed, which is the bar. This has not failed, and we're just getting started, and we're finding our pocket here, and I think this is stuff you want to hear about. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Comment off the front from Jacaro, 8915, in the chat. Leafs funeral today? Question mark. I don't know if it's a full-on funeral, but the priest has been called to the hospital. And look, the Leafs, like everyone else, have 2+ weeks off, okay? And they're 6 points out of a playoff spot. I understand people who genuinely thought they'd still make a push. Because mathematically, you can't ignore it. You cannot ignore it. Like, let's remember last year with the St. Louis Blues. February 2nd of last season, the Blues were 7 points out of a playoff spot. I know it's not top of mind. It's been a wild week. It's not top of mind, but the Blues were 7 points out, and they got in. They made this ridiculous run, and they got in. So 6 points isn't some crazy stretch, okay? Other people did not believe for a second the Leafs had a shot. I was in that group of folks. But at the end of the day, I can debate with you. You can debate in the chat with us. I can debate with Azzo. Azzo can debate with me. And we all debate with each other about what the Leafs' actual real chances of being a playoff team are with 25 games to go. We can all do that. And we have. But at some point, the players tell you exactly what they're thinking. At some point, the players do open the door to their conscience and let you in. And you can take a stroll around their soul and kind of see where they're at. And after 2 nights in Florida, following weeks off, and not all the Leafs were Olympians because they didn't deserve to be, following a long stretch of rest and relaxation, the Toronto Maple Leafs told you what they're thinking on the ice. And what they're thinking is very simple. We quit. That's what went on the last 2 nights. They quit. Everyone in this market's being very kind about the wording. Let's cut the BS and call it what it is. Matthew Nyes was a -4 last night. Austin Matthews, maybe thinking about coming back to Toronto Saturday because things are getting squirrely, was a -4 last night. They quit. And they quit early and with a purpose. They waited a period to quit against Tampa. They did it right away last night. So anyone out there, front office, I don't think it's a front office, fans, I don't care who you are. If you thought this team had the stomach for this, you were grossly mistaken. Grossly. Florida and the Leafs have the same points. Who's more likely to make the playoffs right now? If Florida trades Sergei Bobrovsky, they might get into the playoffs, knowing Bill Zito and that team and how they operate. I mean, the Sens are only, 7 points out of a playoff spot. Leafs are 8. Who's more likely to make the playoffs right now? Doesn't feel like it's Toronto, does it? Not even close. This team has no interest in fighting for anything. Not for each other. I counted 3 hits the last 2 nights, and they were all from Simon Benoit. And check that. 2 from Benoit, 1 from Ekman Larson against Gonzalez. Against the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's it. That's all I saw. They do not want to fight. They do not care to be around each other. They want to go home immediately. The nerve of that group of players. The nerve to look like that for 2 games. Essentially 5 periods. There are people out here putting their reputations on the line trying to defend this. There are people out here who are literally risking it all. And some of you have done it for 10 years. God bless you. Some of you have tried to defend this idea, this core, this you only got to pay 3 guys, 4 guys notion. And that's how they come out. I'm not shocked, just so we're clear. I'm not shocked. I'm just kind of amazed. So the Leafs are 8 points out of a wild card. Can we call it for the playoffs now? Does anyone in this chat have a decent argument to make to me, and I'll hear it, that the Leafs' playoff hopes are still alive from an energy standpoint? Help me out. I don't hear one person making that argument. Because now you know. Now you had to be hit in the middle of the forehead with a 2x4, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, for you to finally realize these guys don't care the way you care. And they got no trades. And they got no trades. Matthew in the chat. Chat's going a little bonkers here. This is fun. Fire Berube now. Sell at the deadline. Tree can go too. Season over. He's not talking about an old tree outside of Scotiabank. Brad Treliving is what he's talking about. Brad Treliving. I want to land on Berube for a second, because there is some kind of idea being floated. I don't know where this has emanated from, but there is an idea being floated that, oh, okay, you'll just let Berube go for the last month of the season if it gets really bad. A, how much bad can that get? B, what would that accomplish? Like, what would that accomplish? You're already in the gutter. And what hit me more than anything last night about the Toronto Maple Leafs, never mind the game, I heard every piece of post-game sound. The coach and the players spoke for like 3 minutes each tops. That's quick. That's in and out. Okay? Zero anger. Zero anger. Zero frustration. Robot, 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 robot. Nylander had the verge that Nylander wore a shirt. That's how you know it's serious. When Nylander's wearing a shirt, things are going bad. And Nylander, who gave up the puck in the middle of the ice on the 3-0 goal, actually had the nerve to say, yeah, their defenseman stepped up, or their forward stepped up and made a good play. You didn't screw up. No, you didn't screw up. The forward made a good play. It's bewildering to watch. It's bewildering to watch. But what kind of struck me the most was Berube. And someone asked him, like, he didn't go scorched earth at all, which I found interesting. And someone asked him about how do you keep the confidence up in the Leafs room with it going like this. And Berube said the following.
It's always hard, but it's my job to instill that confidence in our guys. And you know, myself, I stay confident. I am confident. And I know what these guys are capable of doing. And I got to get it out of them.
Yeah, but you're not. Like, for a long portion of this season, I had a bit of an issue with the Berube needs to go thing. Because A, he won a division last year. B, he signed long term. So, like, I don't know what any of that would have accomplished. And C, you're letting players off the hook again in this market. Again. But now that this was like before Christmas, I was really into this line of thought. And the more I watch this guy operate with this crew, I've come to a rather uncomfortable conclusion. My biggest takeaway from Berube right now is he got lucky with goaltending last year, and he's never had a handle on this. Ever. Look at those goaltending numbers from last season. They were getting caved in just the same as they are this year. But Stolars and Wall were damn good at separate times. Damn good. Does a coach get no credit for goaltending? I mean, yeah, it's probably unfair to do that. But I don't know what else to make of this. Like, Mitch Marner leaving doesn't lead to the defensive deficiencies you've seen. That's an insane calculation to make. I'm sorry. That's an insane calculation to make. So now focusing on this season, Berube has had zero handle on his goaltending. Zero. He, like many, did not back Stolars publicly when Stolars went on a rant earlier this year. So imagine what was going on behind closed doors. Letting Stolars come back in the Vegas game was insanity. He's the coach last time I checked. Power play's been garbage. But wait a second. He's a defensive coach. They've allowed more 5-on-5 goals than anyone in the league. The league. Defensive coach. He's a defensive coach. And the one that drives me nuts. Morgan Riley down 2-0 last night. Shots on goal are at this point, I believe, 16-2. Leafs are on a power play. Their only power play of the night. Morgan Riley, coming out of his zone, has to go backhand, reverse pass off the boards to Austin. That's lunacy. Get the puck in the zone. Then Nylander does what he does, and he still gets like 17 minutes of playing time. And it would have been higher if they got more power plays and actually worked hard to draw a penalty, which they don't. Nye's -4, 17 minutes. He was supposed to be the accountability coach. Craig Berube go rewatch the press conferences. No one does a press conference like the Leafs. Go watch it. Craig Berube was supposed to be the accountability coach. He has done nothing along those lines other than make sure Easton Cowan learns his lesson up top. Easton Cowan's learned his lesson. Zero accountability. Nylander should not have seen the ice again after that 3-0 goal move that he pulled. Shouldn't have seen the ice. So between the goaltending, the power play, the team defense, consistently putting Morgan Riley on the ice. Do you want to hear the craziest thing I read last night? This is from Terry Koshan of The Sun, who I like a lot. Morgan Riley has been on the ice for 64 goals against 5-on-5. You know who's had more 5-on-5 goals against the NHL? Nobody! Absolutely no one has sucked like Morgan has sucked this year. And he keeps throwing him out there. Berube's lost his mind. And we're all like, it's a real shock they're where they're at. Any other head coach with balls would have pulled Riley months ago for this. Months ago. He's getting more ice time than anyone. If it weren't for the Leafs video review coaches, he would have had the worst errors since McDavid danced him a couple of years ago. He can't skate. But Berube keeps throwing him out there. Keeps throwing him out there. I don't know what it accomplishes between now and the end of the season. I don't think you do this now. There is no way Craig Berube comes back next year. He has completely lost the plot with the roster. In the room, on the ice, in the media. There is no accountability. He does not budge. These players are begging to get benched. Begging. He just can't move off of his thought process. It's sad. This team is about to fall into the abyss playoff-wise, and he's just sitting there going, yep, let's try it again. I've defended him a lot this year. I can't do it now. Not after this break. Not after the last two nights. Not after the lack of accountability. A defensive coach cannot have a team with these numbers. You are not a defensive coach with these numbers. I sure as hell knows he's not an offensive coach. So what is he? Who the hell is Craig Berube if he's not a defensive coach and if he's not an accountability coach? You know who he is? He's a guy who made his bones off having a guy like Alex Pietrangelo on his blue line. That's who Craig Berube is. You take Pietrangelo off his blue line, he doesn't look so tough, does he? He needs goaltending and a stud defenseman to look good, whether it's Binnington or whether it's the Leafs goalies last year. The Emperor doesn't have any clothes right now, as far as I'm concerned. I think we're seeing that. So this year, to hell with it. Just let it play out. You're paying him anyway. The fact that he went out there after he split his head open, actually, I have a lot of respect for. Let him finish the year. Maybe he pulls a Blues miracle. You never know. But Binnington and Pietrangelo aren't walking through that door. No way he is the coach next year. And I'm not saying Lalonde's going to be any better. I'm not on Team Lalonde. Because you're good on Hockey Night in Canada doesn't mean you know how to coach. I think we saw that in Detroit. But I can't believe this Berube stuff. This is insane. I mentioned, I guess I should go to the chat. Jeff has a party. Good afternoon. I want to bring you in now because if I don't bring you in now, I have a feeling I'll forget.
Yeah,
and
it's all good.
You deserve better than that, Mr. Azapar.
No, you hit on so many points I wanted to. Like, was last year just the, I don't know. Like, what was that? They won the division last year. And you're right. Marner can't be the only reason why it's different this year.
Well, it's not. It's the laziest argument you can make. Marner.
From a guy.
Marner.
Your
don't do
GM
that.
told you this team needed a DNA change, and this was your response? Like, I don't know. Like, what is the biggest change from last year that they're so far off a cliff? And they barely looked like an NHL team last night.
It's the lack of 5-on-5 structure that has been a constant.
Yeah.
A constant. I cannot figure this out. Because, like, if the Leafs are in a situation where all of these defensemen have just, aside from Oliver Ekman-Larsson,
right,
who hopefully will be moved by the deadline for a first rounder, hopefully, and more, because he's got multiple years left at a good cap hit. Like he is one of the most appealing guys in the league to me. Mm-hmm. You would have to look at OEL. I just don't know.
Stetcher's your number one guy getting the most minutes, a guy you just picked off waivers.
And Stetcher was a disaster.
And he was a mess last night.
He was a disaster.
He had more minutes than OEL.
Troy Stetcher, I love the story.
Of course.
Last night and in Tampa, you've seen why he's bounced around.
Yes.
A ton.
Exactly.
A ton. And he got rest too. I'm less mad at the Olympians. Although that Nylander thing was obscene on the 3-0 goal last night.
Oh.
Obscene. Begging for it. And missed no time.
And the other part, you're right. Like, it's not the Leafs who have to have the uncomfortable conversation with Riley. At some point, Riley's got asked to be held back a little bit because he's looking like a fool sometimes on there. You're right. He's having trouble skating. That goal that got called back, how much was that making the rounds? Where Carlo he fell, he lost his legs, he blew a wheel. Carlo trips over. Like, that's one of the worst plays I've ever seen.
Hold that thought on that moment from Morgan Riley. But there's already a lot of talk here about.
Yeah, I have a couple comments I'd like to
Okay, throw them up. Go ahead.
So the first one, this one caught my eye. I don't think Berube is the problem. The players are the issue. Absolutely no hustle last night. But
I don't want to let the players off the hook off that break because for the record, I didn't. But I'm talking way more big picture because everything I was told about what Craig Berube was going to do has not happen. And I'm not talking about just wins and losses. I'm talking about the little things. I'm talking about accountability. I'm talking about structure. I'm talking about a lot of things that are very much in his control as head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're not seeing it. None of these guys are scared of losing ice time. None of them.
All right.
Nyes should have not seen the ice again last night after one period.
He's on the third line now.
He shouldn't have seen the ice. And it was one shift after another. And I'm like, this is killing you.
But you need someone to play, too. And meanwhile, Easton Cowan's getting stretched. Do you not want to see what that kid has? Is he not part of your future?
Well, it's funny. Frege made a point this morning.
So I have a point on this, too. But
I'll
let Frege go.
Frege's point, yeah. I'll give the floor to Frege. So everyone's looking at Easton Cowan watching this and freaking out. And I understand why.
For a couple games now.
Well, for now, like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
If you go back to prior to the break. And his theory is basically they are going to move guys here. I don't know for what. And what Freach, I'm paraphrasing, but Freach said what he believes is going on is Cowan's been told, give it till March the 6th. You're going to be sick of all the playing time you have.
Yeah. That was my take. Freach stole that from me.
He did. He stole that from me. I know.
I saw him at the Sheepdogs the other night.
Run into him once this week.
I tell him that, and he goes to Harris with it.
By the way, you want to shout out the Sheepdogs? Big moment for the Sheepdogs.
Shout out the Sheepdogs for sure. They released their new album on their own label tonight. It's awesome, man. They give such a great concert live. The guys who Canada was using one of their songs as their goal music. Yeah, Keep Out of the Storm out today on their own label. Go check it out.
Very good.
Great.
Very good.
Great group to see live.
Yeah, you have a couple more comments here to throw up. Go ahead, please. Please.
But hold on, can I finish off on the Berube
Yeah,
part?
Of course.
Like, what coach does this team need with this core they've been through?
I have no idea. It's an excellent question. It's an excellent
Babcock,
question.
who was supposed to be the hard ass. They had Sheldon Keefe, who was supposed to be the buddy guy. Like, now you like you said, Berube was supposed to be the accountability guy, who I don't know if I've seen that, but like, what coach does this core and these guys need? Like, somebody has to tell me that. If Berube is not the wrong one, right? Like, Knock here too says Berube was the wrong choice for this group. Like, what is the right choice for this group? Because like you said, sometimes they don't show heart. They should have come out a lot better. Like, that's a team, you said, that this team has become like their arch rivals, has knocked you out of the playoffs the last 2 years. Like, how do you get off to that slow of a start, especially after getting beat like you did in Florida? It was against Tampa.
It was a shocking 2 nights. No question about it. It was a shock, even by Leaf standards, in my opinion. Those are shocking performances from the Toronto Maple Leafs as a group.
So are we being baited by management? Like you said, like that letter from Pelly, like they know where they are. Like, there's no question now. You know where this team is and what you need to do.
I almost think that letter did way more harm than good.
Yes.
Now, I read it a bit more plainly than other people. Like, I didn't see they're going for it and they're going to add to this team. That's not how I absorbed it. But I don't know if that was the moment. Considering full well, you had no idea how your team was going to look.
Well, for me, it was
no idea.
We're going to see what happens in the next week. And 2 games in, right after the letter went out, you know where you're at. Like, to me, that homestand, that 5 games, and maybe that's the worst it's gone, that told me everything you need to know.
See, if you're going to let Berube go this year, it wasn't before Christmas, because I don't think that would have helped.
It was after that homestand.
That embarrassing 5 losses in 5 games, Marner return homestand. Yep. That was it.
Right.
If you were going to let Berube go and give it to Lalonde, that's it.
And please,
they didn't do it, so there's no point in doing it now. Who the hell cares if they do it now?
And you want Lalonde coaching where it's dump and chase all the time? You think they're boring to watch now? Wait till that happens.
Does absolutely nothing for anyone. Just, quite frankly, let Berube sit in this group. They hate each other by this point. Let him sit in this group and enjoy it up until April 6th or whatever the end of the season.
Let's see what they do.
Go ahead.
And you're right. Like, maybe the minutes
have
to change. The minutes are like crazy to me. But like, maybe it's not as bad as that 5-game homestand, but it's not as good as after you fired Savard too. Firing Savard might have been, because that actually gave them some hope. They went on that little bump run.
It was false hope.
It was false.
It was never real. Never real. D-Man 462, because this is what I want to get into right now. Be careful, Toronto. You don't chase away more players from your organization. Now, there's obviously a hint of sarcasm in there, but I do want to ask the question, because we're now exactly a week and 2.5 hours away from the NHL trade deadline.
With a very clear picture of where this team's at.
But not a clear picture of how you handle it, because they got a lot of guys locked up and they got a lot of guys with no moves. So how many untouchables are on this Toronto Maple Leafs? I'm being serious. How many untouchables are on the Leafs roster right now?
But hold on, based on their play on the ice or based on their contracts?
I don't care how you define it. If you are Brad Treliving in a room with Keith Pelly, because Berube is going to get let go.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. If you're Treliving in it, because I don't think Treliving's being let go. Treliving in a room with Pelly, and Pelly goes, "Who are the untouchables? What are the names that comes out of the mouth of Brad Treliving?"
But dude, half the guys you want to trade are your handcuffs.
I'm asking you a direct question.
It has to be
What
Austin.
What
Matthews.
are the names that are untouchable? Okay, that's one.
No, Matthews.
There's no other name on the roster right
Matthews.
now. That's it.
Did you see how bad they were last night?
Sorry.
Throw in dynamite.
But as a slow down.
Yeah.
You're telling me you trade Easton Cowan?
No, okay, sure.
You're telling me you trade Joseph Wall?
Sure.
You trade Joseph Wall?
Yep.
Why?
How much do you trust him? Is he a 1A?
I don't know if Joseph
depends what you
Wall
get
has
back.
been your issue this year.
No.
Because he took a leave to start the year that we don't know anything about. I'm not going to hang
Has
that
he
over
come
the
through
kid's
for you in
head.
big games? Again, that Boston thing still hangs with me. And there are times where he looks great when he's great. He has injury issues. There's times he doesn't look that great. I don't know if you can count on him moving forward. He's not your issue. I'm not saying he is. But there's such a need for goaltending around the league. I'd take calls on him, that's for sure.
So other than Matthews, you would trade anyone on this
After last
roster?
night, yes. Right now, I guess maybe I'm just in my feels, but I would.
That's strong on
And maybe nice.
Considering you have no prospects, that's a strong statement on Easton Cowan. Now, I'm not saying Easton Cowan's going to be an all-star. I don't think he is. But you are in no place to even contemplate getting rid of a young player because you don't have any. I don't know what's going on with the Marlies right now. I haven't been down there all the time. But someone in this chat, let me know what's going on with the Toronto Marlies and who the hell they're playing and how they look, because this team is terrified to call up a guy from the Marlies and play him.
Who do you ever hear
Terrified.
about? Danford's the next guy on the list, isn't he? And he's not a He's not a guy.
But I'm saying on the roster right now,
No, okay.
Danford is off to the side because they don't have many.
Cowan, you can't trade because you haven't showcased him enough to have him be traded. Yes, he's a young guy that you want to keep, but I don't know if he's not a core piece to me. If somebody offers you something for him, take him. He's not a core guy.
There's three names for me.
Okay.
It's Matthews for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of people in the chat saying he's gone anyway. Well, we'll find out.
No.
We'll find out. Matthews, Wall, Cowan. As far as I'm concerned, those are the ones I'm not touching because Wall's contract is still pretty damn good for a kid his age.
That's fair.
My only issue with Wall, and you saw it again last night, man, does he get impatient when he should freeze the puck. He has for a guy who seems very patient, when you play the piano like that, you give me patient vibes. But while on the ice, if it's freeze the puck or rip it around the boards and put a forward or defenseman in a bad spot, he will pick that every day of the week. That's my biggest complaint about Wall aside from the health.
I think you'd have an easier time trading him than Stolarz.
I mean, people would want Wall more than Stolarz. Stolarz, they screwed them. I don't know what they were thinking with Stolarz.
I mean,
that was insanity.
Thinking the same thing they thought with Jack Campbell and the same thing they thought
insanity.
With,
insanity.
I think that's the hardest part. You watch him continue to make the same mistakes. And like last year, to go all in, I don't know, man.
Steeler in the chat, Marlies haven't been good since Dubas was running them. For the record, the reason the Marlies were good when Dubas ran it is there's really no cap down in the AHL, and Dubas just spent all he could on veteran guys and didn't play any kids. Let's remember how that went, okay? And then Dubas has this ridiculous photo of him that lives forever yelling at the Calder Cup like it's some kind of thing that matters. Give me a break.
Yeah, man.
Bunch of malarkey.
Honestly, I was starting to lean towards let's have the Matthews conversation because with a year left on his contract, you could get more form because this team needs a stick of dynamite. The worst thing they could do is kind of stay in this middle where you just kind of bottom out slowly.
I find it very difficult to believe there's not going to be moves. I find it very difficult to believe they are not going to get rid of some if they re-sign Lawton and McMahon.
No.
We have to spend an hour and go through this psychologically.
The thing is, you need guys to play. Like you do. Where are you finding them? Because you're right. They're not coming up from the Marlies.
And you traded all your picks and all your prospects. G7599 writes, Woll and Stolarz can't play more than 35 games. Both are backups. I can't disagree with that. They didn't look like backups last year. Both of them at times look like starters. Like, let's not completely throw last year out with the bathwater. Like they were amazing last year.
No, they were,
and they made Berube look good. Because this team was playing very similar last year to how it's playing this year.
There were games where they got blown off and got skated off the ice last year. There were hints of this happening last year, without a doubt. So somebody brings up Hildeby, and that's the other point I wanted to bring. Like, how long have they said they think he's a great prospect and they believe him, but they'd call him up and never play him? Well, now it's time to either bank on this kid or move on.
If you can get rid of Stolarz, you have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen.
I'm going to add Wall to that. I would add Wall to that.
Okay. We respectfully disagree just on age.
Okay.
I wouldn't on age, but what your argument has going for it is there's not a lot of goalies available at deadlines that are worth anything.
You have to listen.
You got to listen. And I think Stolarz pissed off a lot of people in that organization.
Definitely. Except he's got how many years left now?
Well, after this, it's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's 3.
They gave him a
and on top of that, he plays the one game in Boston, gets hurt, you never hear from him for 2 months. And then he goes, put me in against Marner. I'm ready to go. Put me in against Marner at home.
While I don't play a rehab game for the Marlies.
Who's leading this team right now?
Talk about a DNA change it needs right throughout the organization.
But who's the actual person grabbing this by the collar and saying, let's stop doing some of this dumb stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it because Pelly is also an executive with experience, which means you have longevity, not just because of skill, but because you can pass a buck and you can convince someone something wasn't your fault. That's how that world works. I also know that world a little bit, not a lot, a little bit.
I do keep finding myself thinking, what is Pelly thinking after sending out that email and seeing these 2 games?
He shouldn't have done it.
But how pissed is he? Like, could he go?
Yeah, they made him look they made him look a certain way, didn't they? They really did. Again, I believe that letter was for other reasons too.
Well, so
I don't think season ticket sales are really hot right now.
Well, it came with the renewal, right? That's why that email went out, because it came with.
Oh, it did. Forgive me. It did come with the renewal.
Yes, I read that somewhere. As far as I'm concerned, that's what I was told. I was told that letter went out with the option to renew your tickets for next year.
Cool guy in the chat. Leafs entering another decade of darkness. I'm not there yet. They're close.
But you have some guys with you. So where
I'm not there yet.
You trade Nyes too? Because somebody's like Matthews, Cowan, and Nyes. That's it. Like, where are you on Nyes and his fall off this year? Because
I hate how he looks. Now,
and what is it?
He's been hurt. Okay, I didn't think he had a great playoff last year. Like I don't have a feeling about Nyes where I'm saying on an open live microphone he's the future. I'm not saying that.
Some people did last year.
Yeah, but like a young player with the Leafs is not something they always have.
Right.
So they have a young player who's also willing to take like a decent sized contract and not screw the entire organization, unlike other players who left town. And yeah, people get excited about that.
Right.
I get why they get excited about it.
They wanted to lock him up quick last year.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you can make the argument he's missing Marner more than Matthews. Like, geez, I just don't know how his game went off a cliff.
Eric in the chat, the only player on my no trade list is Nyes. People still feel that way about Nyes.
We've seen it.
He's young. No, he's young. I can't make the young argument with Wall and not saying with Nyes, but I just don't. I believe if you first round pick prospect me on Nyes, I'd think about it.
Yeah. No. Again, except for, and you can even throw Matthews, you got to listen on everybody and everything, especially because of how you're handcuffed by a lot of their contracts.
This is an interesting one. DR3s, or forgive me, did they completely blow it by not winning when Marner was still here? Well, they weren't. They weren't winning with him here. I don't know if anyone noticed. I love revisionist history. I love it.
But what was it?
Listen, if just getting in the playoffs is your only goal in life, yes, complain about Marner leaving. Complain. Marner was not winning you a Stanley Cup, and if he wins one in Vegas, other people will be doing the work. Because I've seen this kid for 10 years, and so have you. He came into Toronto at Scotiabank when it was supposed to be his night like a scared kitten.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me he's leading Vegas anywhere. He will be in the middle row in the bus as a passenger. Not the back, but the middle row. If making the playoffs is the reason you wake up in the morning as a Leaf fan, then yes, complain about Marner all day. If you wanted a cup, you do not have a leg to stand on because few guys got the minutes that he got, and they were failures. They did not even get halfway through. But that's just your own personal perspective on it.
Okay, so for me, if you look back, they thought it was, didn't they? Because they went
obviously
all in last year.
Yes,
obviously. They went all in last year.
And every time we have this argument, it's not even an argument. Every time we have this impassioned Leaf discussion about the state they're in, thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brendan. Every pick you had, every prospect you had, they weren't all going to be great. I understand how it works. I remember a scene from the Prime series where Kyle Dubas leans into a room and says, "Can we send another first rounder to Columbus for Nick Foligno?" And while you were eating a sub, you went, "Okay." That's how the team was run. Both Dubas and Shanahan. Don't separate the two. Mm-hmm. Dubas's people want you to separate the two. I saw that Foligno video. Go watch it back.
Let's talk about Ryan O'Reilly. It's like every year is their best chance to win, and they end up going all in.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah. Appreciate it.
But it's like every year they made moves like that. You're right. Ryan
Incredible.
Foligno. Last year, Lawton.
Can we...
So here's this one. Leafs never had a power forward in such a long time. That's why Nyes is so appealing.
I get it.
Is that the way of the game right now either, too?
Is he playing like a power forward? He's not throwing any hits either, man. Now, okay, he's hurt. He's one of the few smart ones that said he was hurt a while ago. That's actually a smart thing to do in this town. Everyone else hides it, which is unintelligent from a PR standpoint. Nyes is actually the one before the break that said, yeah, I'm dealing with something. Okay. You're dealing with something. So now you're young and injury prone. Great. I don't have the warm and fuzzies about Nyes that some people have. I was expecting a lot more this year.
Of course.
A lot more this year.
With Marner gone, it's his chance to step up.
First line opportunity. First line with the best statistical goal scorer of his generation in Austin Matthews. First line.
And now he's on the third regularly.
Jesus.
Well, Matthews plays with McMahon and Domi. Like, that's your first line.
Did Max Domi play the last 2 nights? Was he out there? I'm seriously asking. I'm serious. Okay, good for him.
13 minutes and 54 seconds.
Good for him. Good for you.
How many teams is this no trade? Like, come on.
It's like 13 or something like that. It's
and I like Max. I really do.
It is my favorite part of Puckpedia right now. Is going through Max Domi's no trade movement.
Going through all of them.
It's my favorite part.
You want to talk about some of the other guys playing over Cowan that are on that team that have no movement like clauses?
Again, though, I think there's a method to the Cowan thing. I do.
No,
I do appreciate Friedge's kind of thought process in this. It's sound. It makes sense. It's frustrating considering, but like if you actually want to, but that alone should tell you
it does make sense.
The front office never gave a damn about the playoffs going into that break. Like that, if you want evidence that the front office actually are very aware, because I understand the argument of I'm terrified that they think they're good. I now can confirm to you they don't think they're good because Cowan is just sitting there.
How do you question that?
Like they are doing this for a reason. They want to make sure people really want Calle Yarncroke by the deadline.
Also has no movement clauses in his thing.
He doesn't. Shut up. Calle Yarncroke has no movement? Shut up. I'm looking this up right now.
Please
Sorry,
do.
Chad. I got to look this up.
I'm pretty sure.
Calle Yarncroke does not have trade protection. There's no way he has trade protection. Unrestricted free agent. Oh my God. He has a modified no trade.
He has a modified one. They all do in some way or thing.
Oh my God. Calle Yarncroke has a partial no. How high have the Leafs front office been for 10 years giving out some of these contracts? Like high as kites. That's insanity.
I knew there was something there. It's crazy. I can't even look at it anymore.
He has a 10-team no trade list, Calle Yarncroke. Why? Oh my God, this team is so bad.
And in such trouble.
So bad.
It's not that they're bad. They're in trouble of making moves to try and fix it.
Swarto online. Whoa, don't blame the drugs, man. keep the weed out of this. Let's not get crazy. Okay, we're gonna go back to the chat here momentarily because it's on.
It's on fuego.
There's a lot going on tonight.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the Morgan Riley goal that was disallowed, or like the 4-1 Panthers goal last night that was disallowed.
Actually, I got a good comment to tee this.
Go ahead.
The perfect time to lock in the video guys for 7 years. I did want to find that one because I found it good.
With no movement clauses.
Give them a no movement clause.
Jordan Bean and Sam Kim both get no movement clauses from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Modified, but no movement clauses.
Amazing.
So yesterday, I couldn't understand the discourse around the Leafs video review coaches, Jordan and Sam. But the reality is right now, they are the best defensemen in front of Toronto goaltenders. Few people are doing more to prevent goals from going in on the Toronto Maple Leafs than Jordan Bean and Sam Kim, their video review coaches. And I believe they're now 23-0 after last night in video reviews. They called back the offside, saving Morgan Riley the most embarrassing blush of his life outside of Connor McDavid.
And
Carlo got hammered on that.
No.
Don't blame Carlo for that. He bowling pinned into him. That was on Morgan.
But that's why I feel bad for Carlo too, because he keeps getting paired with him. What's Carlo supposed to do?
It's tough. I know. You're trying to showcase Carlo.
Right.
What are you doing? You know what? Someone will give us a first for Carlo. Let's put him with Morgan. Holy cow, was that a flawed line of thought? So anyway, Jordan Bean and Sam Kim, the most famous video review coaches in the history of the National Hockey League, and they belong to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I am now so impressed and repulsed by what else I'm seeing with the organization. I believe that it is fair. I know what I said yesterday. I take it back. It's completely fair to put these two coaches, Jordan and Sam, on a pedestal, to the point where Craig Berube was actually asked post-game about how good his video review coaches have been. And for those of you watching on X and YouTube, please pay attention to the video or to the picture that I found that would closest resemble what it might be like in the review room where Jordan and Sam are working. This is the closest photo I could possibly find to what an NHL review room may look like.
They're sharp guys. They do a good job for us. They always have since I've been here. They don't miss too much. So good job by them. They've done a good job all year.
That picture we threw up was obviously not Jordan and Sam. Those were two people watching Richard Nixon resign.
Yeah, you couldn't put a Leafs picture
at the end
on
of his
TV?
presidency.
Come on, get better with your.
I am proud of that photo because it would look they would have notepads and it would look kind of like that in the Leafs room.
Those two guys are going to be on Team Canada for the next Olympics, so they can catch too many men on the ice.
Oh my God, this might be one of the comments of the day. Kira, Leaf video review coaches bobblehead night.
The TV's what bobbles. That's amazing.
Oh, that is a top 10 comment
Mm-hmm.
of the month.
Kara.
There's been some good ones. That's a top 10 comment right there.
I agree.
Bobblehead night. No, just scarves. Everyone gets a scarf with both their heads on it.
Who else is getting one? Like, who else are you celebrating on this team?
Oh, I don't know. But I demand everyone online when they talk about Jordan Bean and Sam Kim to use the photo we just used.
Yes. That's a great photo.
That is a classic people reviewing video photo.
Willie middle finger bobblehead night, where the middle finger bobbles.
Yo.
That'd be good, huh? Like, let's think about what bobbleheads we could give away as the Leafs.
Berube scar night, where you can put his scar, a fake scar on your head.
Or his head bobbles, the scar moves.
Yeah.
The stitches move.
100%.
Oh my God.
A Stolarz bobblehead where his mouth is going crazy, just destroying the defense in front of him. And then you have a bobblehead of Stolarz where you just don't see him for 2 months. It says Stolarz, but he's not there. There's no bobblehead on it. I love this game.
I know.
What are the Leaf bobbleheads for next season?
Another Stolarz one where it asks him to go to the Marlies and his head just shakes no.
Yep, shakes. No. It doesn't go up and down. It just goes
no.
Nope.
Side to side.
Nope. I like that one. But a lot of Stolarz ones here.
He's been the highlight.
We have one of Morgan Riley just looking behind him,
tripping backwards.
No, tripping or looking behind him. The goals in the back of the net.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the possibilities here are absolutely endless.
Where an Austin one, where he goes from wearing US and smiling to wearing a Leafs and frowning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Michael in the chat, no trade list night at Scotiabank. First 10,000 fans get a no move.
That's very good.
I like that comment.
That's
a lot.
Very good one.
Oh, this is some good stuff today. Yeah. I appreciate this.
We needed
I
this.
appreciate
I needed
this.
to laugh today.
I think a lot of people.
In a bad mood.
What Leaf bobblehead nights will happen next year? Giveaway nights. Because the Jays are now, they're on their A game for giveaway nights. The Jays know what they're doing.
Fire.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
The Leafs need to up their game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this one's pretty good too. Brad Treliving Jiffy Lube bobblehead comes with a free oil change.
Wow.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, man.
Okay.
A Matthews bobblehead where the sea disappears when you put them over hot water.
Oh, too soon, Jack.
Oh, man.
Too soon, Jack.
No.
By the way, Matthews, we're going to talk a little bit about Brady Tkachuk and kind of what he went through with his scrum yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But Matthews, I think Matthews is kind of seeing what else is going on around the league. He looked like a guy last night who had something else on his mind.
Yeah. Well,
in my opinion,
we talked about it a bit yesterday that it's happening, and it played out that way last night.
-4 for Matthews last night. And now that's I understand the Tampa game, he's tired. I didn't expect anything. -4 last night.
While other Olympians came back to their team and are pulling their weight more than fairly.
Valid. Valid.
Like when you look around the
Dylan
league,
Larkin had a good night last night.
Great night. Brady
Tkachuk scored last night.
With an assist from Sanderson.
Yeah.
Like go around the league. Tage Thompson had a good night coming back. Like
he did. He did.
But what are you thinking if you're Matthews and you come back and you see who you're paired up with coming from a team like that?
Darcy Kemper, not a good night for the Kings.
Yeah. That's fair. That's
not a good night for the Kings.
But he didn't really play. So
right. Okay, so I want to do a couple more Leaf things before we move on here, and we will. I got a tweet last night through the Sid Seixeiro Show Twitter account.
Tweet you? Really?
It hasn't just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I got a tweet. Her name was Diane, and obviously a Leaf fan, but she was kind enough to tweet in, and she said the following. Joe Bowen sounds like a man defeated.
Wow.
Swan song season before ending a legendary career. Leafs have totally abandoned him, as they did on his special night. And Diane goes into the fact that him and Jim Ralph don't travel for road games. I'm not going to get into that because that's not my decision. And
it's been that way for years.
And it's been that way for a long time. But and it's been that way because like a really important person in Rogers heard them do it during the pandemic and said, this is probably a good idea going forward. We'll save some money. That's what happened. What am I going to do about it? But Diane's point is about Joe Bowen specifically, and this is his final year. Joe Bowen is the voice of the Leafs for those who don't know, and in the Toronto area, he's been doing that forever. And this is it. This is the last year for Bowen. And Diane made the comment, so I went back and I listened to the calls on TSN Radio last night. Credit TSN Radio for this, obviously. And I was skeptical because sometimes fans are a little over the top. I can be a little over the top. Shocking. We can all.
And you project what you're feeling kind of onto what you're hearing.
Correct.
Right.
But I went through the calls, and I put together all five. So you're hearing Joe Bowen. He's not there in Sunrise. He's calling the game in Toronto, but you could feel the soul slowly trickle out of his body, and it's undeniable. And I thought it was important we hear this because this is how this is ending is hitting everyone very hard in Leafs Nation. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Pelly, Treliving, Berube, the players. I mean, I don't know how destroyed some of the players are. I have to be honest with you. Fans, you name it. Joe Bowen as well. So
and what was he thinking, right? Because last year they won their division. They took Florida to Game 7. So he thought maybe he wanted to retire after last season. He said, you know what? I'll give it one more year because maybe they can do something.
And don't get me wrong, the Leafs have done him a service this year in giving him the proper goodbye. That Joe Bowen night looked amazing.
Yes.
The Leafs came out and were awful. Joe was allowed, his son was in the booth. He was allowed to get hammered the whole night. It was perfect. Perfect. This is how Joe Bowen sounded last night, and you can just kind of hear it.
Shoot it right back in again, and Wall, waiting for teammates, sends it around the boards to the far side, tipped to the line but not out. Long shot, Wall to save the rebound, they score. Round on the wall, it'll play to the line, but kept in there by Forsling. Round back of the net, fanning on a pass that comes right out in front of the net, off to the right wing side, a shot, and they score. Another chance to clear. Verhaeghe ends up getting a gift. And it is 2-0 Florida. And this is no way to start this game this evening. Giving up 35 goals in 210 times short. You're going to play tough, and now a giveaway and a breakaway here for Florida, and a goal! Scores! Evan Rodriguez gets a turnover at the Leaf blue line. Morgan Riley coughs it up. Good night, Nurse. It's 3-0 Florida. Back in the net, centering pass. Marchand gets a second opportunity, this time into the heart of the net. 6 attackers again for the Maple Leafs, and another shot into an empty net. And with the trade deadline a week away, it will be very interesting to see the direction the Maple Leafs are going to take.
Poignant words there at the end from Joe.
You know it's bad too. Ralphie doesn't make a little joke on the back end.
He did. I felt bad. I cut out Ralphie.
Okay,
because it wasn't really about
because
Ralphie.
I'm sure by the end he wouldn't.
No, but I got to say, Ralphie was kind of like Jim Ralph is kind of always the same to me. The same energy, always great, but like same energy. Joe's was roller coaster.
No, but Ralphie can usually
sure.
bring him back, is what I'm saying. And there was no coming back from that. That's all I'm saying.
Again, courtesy TSN 1050 radio for that. By the way, just a side note. Why did Berube have the goalie out down 4-1 at the end of that hockey game? Is he all right? Is he all right?
Is he?
What is he doing? That was nuts. What are your team, your pathetic outfit of a team is going to pull back 3 goals on Florida in Florida? You've never cared once to have a big time effort against that team. You're going to come back from 3 goals at the end of a game? Really? Desperate, man. Desperate. Anyway, I just kind of, Diane, thanks for the tweet. And thanks for aiming us in that direction.
Yeah.
Because I do feel, because calling the Leafs your entire life for a Southern Ontario kid's a dream. Joe Bowen's lived that dream.
And he's talked about it.
100%. This is a rough way to go. But the positive is, now's probably the right time. Because Joe Bowen doesn't want to be around this for the next 10 years. This could get ridiculous here. They have nothing. They have nothing.
I don't know.
They have traded away everything and not developed a thing. They have nothing. Joe, God bless. Go golf. Go watch Notre Dame. You've earned it. You've earned it. You don't want to be around this,
the Packers,
dude.
Yep. Go cheer your other teams on because the Leafs are done.
And whoever takes the next gig, listen, there's a lot of discourse around radio and sports radio here in Toronto and around the country. I don't know what the future holds. Marilyn Dennis just retired yesterday at Chum. A legend. I don't know what's happening to radio in this country. And I don't know who the next person is to be the voice of the Leafs. You better come in wearing your protective gear because this could be a haul covering this team for a little bit. The Leafs will always be interesting. Always. But I don't have to call every game. Other people do. So,
well, you don't want to be a Buffalo Sabres type. How many years? Like
they're
on the precipice of that.
Yes. A lot of Joe Bowen love here in the chat, for sure.
How do you not love Bonesy? Come on.
Yeah. And we will talk about TFC and Josh Sargent, by the way.
Some more good giveaways. There's a lot going like draft giveaway night. Any fan wearing an opposing player jersey gets a Leafs first rounder for it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's another. The first 3 fans get to own the Leafs first rounders from 2028 to 2030.
Can you trade those picks in the National Hockey League like the NBA
honestly,
does?
I meant to look this up after we mentioned it.
I'm assuming you can.
I've never heard people not.
Like just be like, because I've like what the Phoenix Suns have traded like 20, 30 picks. Like they've like there are teams that have done this already.
We're about to find out maybe.
No, the Leafs are not going to trade another first round pick. They do not have one this year. They do not have one in 2027. They can't do it. They can't do it.
Joe Bowen deserves better. We're getting a lot of that. And yes, he does. And especially, again, after they gave him hope last year that maybe they could keep it going this year.
They did win a division last year. Like, there were things that happened last year that would lead you to believe, oh, okay.
There's a good one. Yeah. No, do another Joe Bowen giveaway. Just make them all Joe Bowen giveaways.
Yeah.
Bobbleheads and stuff.
Joe Bowen bobbleheads.
Yep.
By the way, my comments about the Italian national soccer team this week, that didn't go viral at all.
No, nobody's talking about it.
I've had multiple people get in touch with me and say, you weren't totally wrong, but Italy are not the Leafs of Europe. The English national team are the Leafs of Europe.
Wow.
Because they haven't won since 1966.
Right.
So if we're getting mathematical about it, yes. Maybe England is more of an apropos. Sharman texted me that and a few other people have reached out. That is maybe a more proper example of what the soccer analogy should be. Anything else on Bowen before we move on here?
I'm sure there's more bad teams we could find to compare to.
Oh, hold on a second. Jay Caro, Sid, the next voice of the Leafs. No. Nobody. It's like that show on Netflix. Nobody wants this.
Have you ever done play-by-play?
A couple times in my life.
Okay.
CIS football. Okay. It was fun.
Right.
It was fun. And it's not easy doing games where it's like super one-sided. I went to Laval when Laval are just like mowing through teams. Mm-hmm. And they were up. I did a national semifinal. I think the score was 28-0 after the first quarter. It was cold.
Yeah.
And it's not play-by-play announcers know what it means to grind and to stay on their game. It's not easy. Dan Schulman is like a diamond level broadcaster.
We're blessed in this city.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I have done play-by-play. Quite frankly, I thought I was good at it. I don't know if other people did. I did. So, all right. So shout out to Joe Bowen, and thank you, Diane, for kind of putting a spotlight on that one for us. So Joe Bowen at the end of that appropriately talked about what next Friday could bring. NHL trade deadline, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just so you guys know, we have had a quick conversation here in the Sid Seixeiro Show powered by Sick boardroom. And we got 10 people on the call, and we made the decision. We're up at a normal time next Friday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll go normal time, 90 minutes, 2 hours. We're an hour into the show? Really?
Yeah, I know.
Holy cow.
The Leafs give you some content.
The Leafs give a little content. So we're going to have a normal show next Friday. And if whatever the Leafs do or don't do, we will have videos on our social media accounts very quickly. Not live, but we'll have videos taped, ready to go. We don't want to give the whole thing away for the Monday show following, but you will have something to chew on Friday about what happens in Leaf land or Sens land or wherever. Like the Sens we'll get to the Sens in a second. The Sens actually are just as interesting as the Leafs.
Very.
Like what's Steve Staios thinking? So Joe Bowen wondered what's next. We are all under the impression certain players are definitely on the block. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. 2 years left on his deal. How do you not want that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby McMahon. He's definitely a candidate. I will be pleasantly surprised if the Leafs get a first rounder for him, but we'll see. Then there's Scott Laughton. Scott Laughton, Oakville, Ontario native, quickly a fan favorite among Leafs Nation. Very quickly. But he's not playing much on this team. And they gave up a first and Grebenkin for him. And Berube hardly plays the guy. Outrageous how that's playing out. That's outrageous. So if I'm Scott Laughton and his people, like as much as I love the situation I'm in Toronto, I want to play. And I think he's going to want to play somewhere else next year. So Laughton, I'd be stunned if Laughton is not dealt. So yesterday before the game in Sunrise, Laughton was asked if in any way, shape, or form being involved in the trade discussions a year ago makes him any more comfortable this year when the same thing is virtually going on. And here's what he said.
Really? No.
Why not?
I think it's you try not to think about it, but it's your life at the end of the day. It's where you live. It's where you work, and I love my time here. I love spending time with the guys here and being in the fight, and I want to continue to be in it with these guys. And but we have to start doing some things a little bit better and put some wins together.
I'm going to miss that guy.
He says all the right things. That's why he's become a fan favorite.
I'm going to miss that guy. Because the way the cap is right now, and like I know some people might disagree with me. I'm sorry. Like inflation has to take hold here. Like he might get $2.5-3 million. I don't know.
Yep. No, I say it.
Like I mean, and if he plays more, like that, I don't know if the Leafs want that. But I don't think. Here's the bigger picture for Scott Laughton. I don't think this is the right team for him.
Right.
Personally. Not the way Berube is running the outfit. Not at all.
He's the guy they want in the locker room, but he doesn't make a difference. Like
you just won't play him.
Guys don't follow his lead. They try and make him a leader on this team, and then Berube doesn't play him, or I don't know.
But that's an interesting clip to me because A, he's been one of the better clips in that room all year, Scott Laughton. B, he's a guy who's been around the block a little bit here, and he's letting you in to the reality of this is my life, man. Like we all sit here and discuss trades and this and that, and they got kids, they got families, they're in school. Like these are things you think about. Like I heard yesterday, Oliver Ekman-Larsson's wife is due. Yes. I had no idea.
Somebody brought that up in the chat.
Like that's what Mitch Marner was never waiving his no trade last year. Anyone who thinks Mitch was doing that, they're crazy. Family first, man.
And again, I'm never going to fault a player for not doing it.
Never.
If you're given it, use it. Like,
I'll criticize Mitch on some other things.
Yes.
Not last trade deadline. Right. The Leafs completely did that to themselves and thought they were being cute about the PR aspect of it, and everyone would hate Mitch. Some people do. Smart people don't. Smart people didn't hate Mitch for that. Mm-hmm. Because the Leafs should have handled that 18 months earlier, like a proper organization.
Well, they had just hired a new GM who wasn't sure what to do. He had a week to make a decision.
And Shanahan already made the decision.
Right.
Thanks, Brendan.
Right.
Thanks, Brendan.
Called them all. Told them, no, you guys are good.
I need T-shirts done at Scotiabank. Thanks, Brendan.
There's another giveaway. Let's go.
Another giveaway night. Thanks, Brendan. I hope Scott Laughton lands in a good spot. And if the Leafs can get the Leafs aren't getting a first for him, but if they get a second, I'll be happy with that. If they get a second, I'll be happy with that.
Agreed.
Just because the Leafs throw around first like they're candy doesn't mean other teams do.
A guy who's from the area, who knows what it means to play here, who shows that, who skates hard, and he says the right things. Like you said, he's a good quote. Like, why wouldn't you want a guy like that around? And who seems to be the kind of DNA Brad Treliving was talking about inserting into this locker room, and they don't use him.
What's going on with the Oilers right now is not too dissimilar than what's going on with the Leafs from the GM head coach perspective. Now, I thought Treliving and Berube were more on the same page in this. I'm very surprised it's developed into this. Very surprised.
Because with no Brendan, you would expect that.
Yes. Okay. So we'll keep our eyes open on Scott Laughton. We'll see what happens.
Keep eyes on the Leafs in general.
The Leafs in general. That's what we're going to do here along with other teams. Yeah. Was it yesterday we mentioned the public tampering that Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers constantly do?
Oh, yeah.
It was just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday, Matthew Tkachuk of the Panthers and Team USA got back to South Florida for the first time where he spoke to like the hockey media. He was in Miami to party, but I don't know how much media he did. He did news media. He didn't do like their normal hockey media. So he did yesterday. And Matthew Tkachuk, prior to the game, was asked about Austin Matthews. And, he stuck up for his guy like you would expect he would. But like he went down a road I can't understand. Here's the clip.
So incredible for our team, and as a captain, as a leader, everything on and off the ice, like what he did for our team, and just so incredible. And I don't think he still doesn't get credit for the player he is, and I'll never understand.
Okay. Matthew Tkachuk's a lot of things. And I know he's making an open plea. I'm sure the private conversations have happened. He's making an open plea for Austin Matthews one day to come to South Florida. Because Tkachuk is a young guy too still, relatively speaking. He's not like Brad Marchand age.
Who's beat up,
but he's like...
He's still young.
The Panthers might have to retool here at some point.
Well, the more good players they get,
right,
the less he has to play and contribute, and the longer his career will last.
So I know... we all know what Matthew Tkachuk's doing. But if you're going to make that argument publicly, you have to come up with a new angle other than, I can't believe he's not given his due. How many Hart Trophy winners in the history of the National Hockey League, maybe Taylor Hall aside, have not been given his due? He was voted MVP, you idiot. What do you mean he's not given his due? He's the captain of the Leafs. He's the captain of Team USA multiple times. He's won 3 goal-scoring titles. He averages more goals than anyone from his draft year by a country mile. What does that mean Austin Matthews isn't given his due?
Due for what?
Matthew Tkachuk is not the brightest guy I've ever seen in my life. Very good hockey player. How many MVPs aren't given their due? You won the MVP. You were voted to win the MVP. Writers gave you your due. That's what happened there. Because fans aren't happy with 2 playoff wins in 9 years. That's another discussion. He was the highest paid player in the league when he signed that contract. He won an MVP. He won 3 goal scoring titles. Can we park the Austin Matthews is not given his due garbage? Because it's not true. He's captaining USA. He's captaining the Leafs. John Tavares bent over backwards. John Tavares' kids are wearing his jersey at the press conference. But he's not given his due. Man, some arguments I'll hear, and some arguments I'm like, that's not the most intelligent thing I've ever heard.
I'd ask him to expand, given it, he hasn't, like, besides those single effort, like those singular things for himself, personal things, what does he want? His team can't get through the first round.
It's just someone trying to make an argument who can't find the words.
I picture him and Marchand.
Just can't find the words,
him
man.
and Marchand just laughing, like, just keep poking that bear.
Yeah, go ahead, because it's easy for them.
Right.
Because they're talking to one reporter in the morning in Sunrise. Yeah, of course it's easy for them.
It is.
Let them.
You're right.
Let them. It's fine.
We've done it before. Just keep doing it. Just keep.
And
doing
again,
it.
the Austin Matthews thing. Austin Matthews, I believe, has probably already decided if he's signing another contract with the organization. So we can park the debate.
If there is,
we can park it.
That's the discussion you have to have.
I'm tired of this with athletes in this city. They're going to sign or they're not, and they've decided well in advance. Any quick debate among fans is pretty low level smart.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to make this some referendum about the city or the organization. Guys, they've already decided. Mitch Marner knew 2 years out he was leaving. The second A and B bonuses were in play. He was leaving. Because that was important to him. I don't know what's important to Mitch. If he doesn't like all the losing that's about to happen potentially, I understand it. That's what athletes do.
Mm-hmm.
Get with it. Get a grip.
Yep.
But the public posturing from
Panthers
is just getting ridiculous.
Getting out of hand.
From Quinn Hughes, from all of them. I understand why they're doing it. It's just pretty transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And we see you.
Mm-hmm.
We see you. All right. From one Tkachuk to another. And Brady yesterday, Brady stood there and took all the questions pregame before Detroit and the Red Wings. And there was all of the things, all of the political aspects were spoken of. All of them. You don't need me to get into it. But the one question he was asked towards the end of the availability, and I was kind of fascinated how Senators PR'd and Ian Mendez maybe didn't step in a little bit just to end it. But they let him go. And I give PR credit for that. But one of the real interesting questions at the end was all the discourse with Canada and the States and all the talk around what's gone on with this American gold medal. As a captain in a Canadian market, does it make you think about not being here anymore? And Brady Tkachuk said this.
Does it impact you maybe wanting to not play in Canada?
That's not even something that has crossed my mind. I love playing for this team. I love the guys in this room. I really believe in what we're all about, and that thought has just never crossed my mind.
Sorry, brother. I know a lot of Sens fans were waiting on a lot of different things to hear yesterday, and one of them might have been that. And the Sens situation's interesting. They're 7 points out of a playoff spot. Leafs are 8. If we're talking about the Leafs selling, let's take a look at the Sens situation here. Now, the Sens are a significantly younger team. I understand that. But does the Ottawa fan base in that market, does Steve Staios, Travis Green, Ann Lauer, ownership, all of them, are they in we're making the playoffs mode, or are they sell some pieces mode? I think at the end of the day, they're probably, considering how few playoff appearances they've had, they're in playoff mode. And I think for their fan base, they have to be in playoff mode. In that market, you have to be. I completely understand. But if you weren't in playoff mode, David Perron, UFA, Claude Giroux, UFA, Lars Eller, Nick Jensen, there's some guys here. Now, all you hear about the Sens is adding Mackenzie Weegar, Ottawa guy. There's some names that have been kicked around. But do the Sens live in a world where they can do a little of both? I don't know. Maybe you can bring in some guaranteed contracts and move on from some vets. I know Perron's a popular guy in that room. That I realize. Claude Giroux has a ton of experience. If you get back to the playoffs, you want those guys. 100%. But the Sens are an interesting team to me in terms of the playoffs too and what they do. They're way more interesting to me than the Leafs in terms of the trade deadline. Way more interesting. Because they can go one of two ways very quickly. Actually, the more I think about it, the Sens are one of the only true teams in the league left who I believe these next few games really matters with what Staios and Anlauer are thinking. And it'll be fascinating. If you're a Sens fan, Azzo, you don't want to hear about selling pieces right now, do you?
No.
That's not in your headspace at all.
No. Well, let's remember the hype that came around them with them playing the Leafs last year in the playoffs, right? They're so good.
Correct.
Like they outplayed what people thought, the chance people gave them. And they
Correct.
saw some good young pieces in Batherson and some of the other guys. And there was some hope over there for the first time in a long time that there was a future going to be there in Ottawa.
Steeler writes, Ottawa can actually get something for their players. I mean, some of the 30-ish year olds, we can debate.
How many no movement clauses on that team?
I mean, Claude Giroux has one. Cannot be traded, sent to the minors, or waived without their approval, period. Modified no trade for Lars Eller. We have a modified no trade 15-team list for David Perron. And for Nick Jensen's free as a bird. They can do whatever they want with Nick Jensen. He's their Bobby McMahon.
Yep.
They can trade him wherever they want.
Isn't that good to have?
It is. Options are good, Azo.
Yes, right?
Options are good. Because I'll tell you what right now. Call me crazy. If I'm the Sens, I call the Leafs on Stolarz.
Yep. I could see that.
Linus Ullmark, I've been impressed a lot by how he's dealt with a lot of things this year. At the end of the day, though, you still aren't really sure what his status is some days. I hope he's there the entire stretch. But Linus Ullmark has had to deal with some serious things that need to be respected. So you don't know exactly when he's going to have to deal with them. Playoffs are not far away. If they want to get in the playoffs, or if Linus needs some time for him and his family, completely understood. You do need another goalie in there. They have, God bless James Reimer, not good enough.
No.
Not good enough.
Come on, yeah.
I would definitely call the Leafs on Stolarz. I think Stolarz wore out his welcome in a shockingly short amount of time.
I was about to say it could be a good change for both sides.
I didn't see this coming,
but
I'm just throwing it out there.
You take Ullmark back if you're the Leafs?
No, Ullmark wouldn't be going back.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're the Sens,
right.
Who I assume have some space here.
Yeah,
they have space,
of course.
I think you think about it. Jay Carl writes, "What's the Ottawa return for Stolarz?" I mean, how many picks you got? Like I'm looking at their situation here. Like it's not a complicated thing. Like the Sens don't have their first rounder this year. They have the Sabres second round pick. They have 3 third rounders this year.
Wow, really?
The Sens have 3 third rounders. They have the Capitals third rounder in the Chychrun trade. They have their own. And they have the Panthers third rounder from the Tarasenko trade. I even forgot that happened.
Yeah, no kidding. Tarasenko.
But going through 27, 28, and 29, guess who has all their picks first 6 rounds? Ottawa Senators. Good for them. Now, they weren't in a position to buy anyway.
Right.
Like, there's a reason for that.
They wanted to see what they had in their young guys last year, and they showed.
I'm asking Sens fans.
Would you take that? I like it.
Would you take Stolarz for 2 seconds and a third?
A second, a third, and a prospect. What's a prospect depth like? I would take
probably better than the Leafs. I'll tell you that right now.
No. Take a second, a third, and a prospect.
I don't think you're giving up a first for Stolarz. That's kind of crazy.
They got to bring in some prospects too, though, because you do need bodies to play next year.
You do.
Like, it can't be all picks because those picks aren't getting automatically
But
inserted.
that's the aspect of the Leafs that I find amazing. No one is talking about the Marlies. No one is talking, other than Danford, is talking about one guy in either the Canadian Hockey League or college. No one. Not even Europe. I'm not hearing anything about like a KHL player that they might have stashed. Nothing. And I think any prospect is welcome.
And even Danford coming up isn't going to change anything, really. He's not a top guy.
Correct. Colton, the Calder Cup does not matter. I agree.
Whoa.
I believe I've said that before, too.
Hey, best time in Dubas' life.
I'm not talking. Well, it was.
Remember that night they won?
Do you the speculation about the Penguins like buying a lot here is interesting.
Very.
Because like they were on a decent path of selling. And Dubas has looked pretty good the last few deals.
He's made a few good ones.
Like Stolarz, Girard, like they make sense. But like now they're thinking, let's pick up another, let's go for it.
But he restocked their cupboards a little bit too.
A little bit. Like the Penguins, to be fair about it.
Yeah.
They're second in the Metro.
Somebody had a tweet about this. I'm going to see if I can find it.
They're 4 points up in terms of that last wild card. Like they got some space to work with here. The Penguins are probably going to make the playoffs. I don't know if If Leafs Dubas returns and you just want to throw away 2 firsts for a fringe forward, I don't know. Maybe he gets the green light.
And where is Shanahan? Anyways.
All right. I think my Stolar's idea is not the worst idea I've ever had for the Sens.
Definitely not.
I don't think the Leafs want him anywhere near the organization anymore.
You've had way worse.
Oh, wait for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Okay, let's move on. I just want to bring up Connor McDavid here for a second. I've heard for 4 days now that he is the biggest loser in the world. No exaggeration. I've heard that from Oilers media. I have heard that from American media. I have read that and seen it online, obviously. Santander rant from Slosh. No, not talking about Santander.
Not yet.
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid last night in that 8-1 drubbing of the LA Kings. The Kings need some pride at some point against the Edmonton Oilers. It's pathetic watching the Kings play the Oilers. Panarin, he's okay. At this stage of his career, he's okay. You're not beating McDavid and Draisaitl with Panarin. You're not.
But hold on. A big win for the Oilers after coughing up the night before.
8-1. Huge win for the Oilers.
Huge bounce
They're
back.
back into second in the Pacific.
Huge bounce back.
So now McDavid was kind of on the periphery, but he got his 2 points in an 8-1 game. However, for anyone who has uttered or written the phrase loser about Connor McDavid, I want to throw this out into the ether. And I know a few of you know of it, but I think it's worth repeating. Last night cemented Connor McDavid's 9th 100-point season in the National Hockey League.
Boom.
His 9th. First player this year to get to 100 points. He has 9. He's 29. The only 2 players in the league with more 100-point seasons are Gretzky and Lemieux.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. Gretzky 15. I think Lemieux has 11. All of you folks who are talking down to this guy like he's a nobody are going to regret it. You're going to regret it. You should regret it now because he's going to get his title. He's going to get his Stanley Cup. I am convinced. And the level of disrespect this kid has seen is insane. And we got to call this out for what it is because it's not fair to him. It's not fair to him. And if you live in a world where he gets no credit to getting to a gold medal game and to getting to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, then you are delusional. You are delusional. I got news for you. Hockey fans in Toronto, they'd take it. They'd be excited by that. Somehow it's not good enough for certain markets. And it's not even American hockey fans who don't care about the game and are in this for like a minute ripping on McDavid. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about people that should know better up here. Should know way better. Way better. This kid is going to make a lot of people eat it. 9 100-point seasons. 9. The Montreal Canadiens don't have a player like that in their history. And the Canadiens' history is quite a history. Not Beliveau, not Guy, none of them. So just put a little respect on his name after this week. I don't like what I saw. I do not like what I saw. Be disappointed about Canada not winning gold, fine. To jump on an all-time player who's not close to being done in his career is crazy to me. Crazy. Just wait, man. Just wait. He's going to get his. I guarantee you. Azo?
And by the way, the 1 year where he didn't get it, like full season he played, he had 97.
Oh, how dare he get 97?
And let's talk about the year he got 153. 132.
I keep forgetting about the 153.
Or 132. Like, yeah. And it's a guy who keeps being named MVP when his team loses. So I don't think it's him.
Chris in the chat, what if McDavid was on the Leafs? Well, he'd never win anything.
Yeah.
That I would agree with.
It might be the case in Edmonton, too.
That I would agree with.
You know what else I love about
But my point is, he nearly won it in Edmonton.
Yes, twice.
Twice. Not once.
He got there.
Twice.
The Leafs couldn't get out of the first round.
If they could defend in any way that was responsible, they'd be Stanley Cup champions maybe twice.
And his path there was harder with harder teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, McDavid's a loser. Yeah. All right. Keep saying, listen, if the people that want to say that, say it. Because it's technically correct. Right now, he has not won those titles.
So was Ovechkin until he was.
Yes.
Right?
Like everyone needs to breathe. In this country, the States, I don't expect anything more in the US. In fact, that's right on brand with the United States hockey fans who've been hockey fans between Sunday and Tuesday. I expect that. Up here, we need to be way smarter. Way smarter.
You know what else I loved about the Edmonton game last night? It was like Leon was like, why aren't I in on this? And then was a part of the last 4 goals. When it was 4-1, he had a goal and then 3 assists, like nothing. It was incredible. He's like, hey, don't forget about me.
By the way, Matthias Janmark didn't play in that game. I think he's out long term. And the cap hit was such where they couldn't really call someone up. So they had 11 forwards last night, the Oilers. They were down a body. Wow. If you have a forward right now, call Edmonton because they need it.
Yep.
The Oilers, the more I think about it, are nuts not to get Bobby McMahon. He's cheap. Might cost you a first. The Leafs better demand a first. But like you need a cheap guy who can play minutes, and McMahon, in theory, is that guy. Like you need a forward. The Oilers, I can't believe how desperate the Oilers are considering what McDavid just did salary-wise for them.
Yeah, I know.
This is insane, the situation they're in. And with that said, and all the Tristan Jarry stuff that we've talked about since the game in Anaheim, new rule with the Oilers. New rule. You do not leave the crease unless you lose 3 straight games. Connor Ingram should be given every opportunity to take this ball and run with it. Because what the Oilers have done is like, well, Stuart Skinner needs to get back in. I don't know what Pickard would have done. We think we know. But let's find out together, shall we? New rule for the Oilers, because no goalies earn anything. If you lose 3 in a row, then you come out of the crease.
Makes sense.
Not back-to-backs, that's different, but you know where I'm going with this.
Makes sense.
Have a system that's merit-based. And you might be surprised with what you see. I don't know what Connor Ingram is, but let's find out. Because Jarry clearly is a bit of a disaster who the head coach detests within a week and a half. Try that, Edmonton. Let's see. Let's try that.
And I can't believe the discourse, people talking about them going to get another goalie, because like you've pointed out, they're up against it.
It's money in, money out. That's very tough.
That's very
tough.
So, and they don't have their first rounder next year, and they don't have their 4th or 5th. They have a 2nd and a 3rd.
When's their next first rounder?
In the year after 2027.
They have a 2027.
Yeah.
Okay.
2027 1st and 2nd. They don't have a 3rd, 4th. They have 2 5ths.
The Leafs would, if you dangled a 2027 in front of the Leafs, they would love it.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have.
They would love it. They don't have one. They don't have one.
I saw a site who said they're even interested in like Nicholas Waugh. Like what? I don't know if he helps them that much, but I don't know.
Kira says Ingram and Pickard might be their tandem in the playoffs. I mean, look, I just think it's open season right now. It's how you should have handled Skinner. Skinner was like anointed something. Why?
I think you hit on it yesterday. The pressure for him in that market was a bit much.
But there were moments where he handled it.
He did. No, totally.
Like, let's not completely rewrite the Stuart Skinner history in Edmonton. They did get to 2 finals.
Yes.
There were games he won.
But and then times he had to be removed.
Then the discourse, there were times he had to be removed. But the discourse at times was, wow, we told you. We told you about Stu. Until you didn't. and then Knobloch yanks him again. There just has to be some consistency. And Chris Knobloch has to take some responsibility there as well. Really does. Scuba Sean writes, Skinner playing great in Pittsburgh. Yes, he is. He's playing really well. We have to note Matthew Schaefer.
Yes, please. There's 2 more notes, I think, hockey-wise.
Yes. Matthew Schaefer is 18 years old and continuing to remind the world that he probably should have been on the Olympic team. So last night in Montreal, he became the first ever 18-year-old defenseman in the National Hockey League to have 18 goals in a season. Matthew Schaefer.
Wow.
Bobby Orr was 18 when he debuted in 1966-67. He didn't get 18 goals.
Mm-hmm.
This has never happened in the National Hockey League. Now, not a lot of defensemen get ice time at 18.
Right.
To be fair about it. So if we're looking at Lidstrom and Bork and these, like, they didn't have that opportunity necessarily. But Canada wins the gold with him there, right? A little bit. I don't know. I don't know how Cooper would distribute it. But Matthew Schaefer, he did that in Montreal last night in a game where Noah Dobson also played really well. There was some big-time drama at the Bell Center last night. Big time. Islanders won the game. Pajot with the winner. But Schaefer doing this at 18?
Yeah.
Holy cow, man. Like, that's obscene. The Islanders knew what they might be getting here with the kid. They really did. Like, that's a deal that could work out for both teams very well.
And just put him
Very
right
well.
into it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what the best part of that was? You know how you tell he's 18? Did you see post-game when they asked him about playing at the Bell Center for the first time?
No.
Like, he was going nuts. He's like, the energy in here is crazy. Did you see what they did pregame? They were doing the wave. Like, he was excited about all of it. It was crazy. And he said his brother and his dad were in the audience and are in the crowd, and he couldn't wait to talk to them about what they felt in the crowd. He felt the energy in that building last night. It was so great to see a kid so excited to play in a building like that. It was amazing.
Charlie writes in, Dobson was a -2 despite scoring 2 goals. Yeah, that's always interesting to me.
That is.
Guy scores 2 goals and it was like a -3.
That's
I
crazy.
laugh out loud. I've seen some Leafs do that this season. It's a really interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other hockey notes we've forgotten? Because we're going to dive into the Jays here.
I just want to shout out Nazem Kadri.
Oh.
First multi-goal game of the season. You think he's putting himself on a showcase now that he might want out?
Nazem Kadri is currently in the middle of a get me out of here tour.
Yes. Right?
And it might work. Now, got to figure out the money.
Yeah.
$7 million for another 4 years after this, I believe. Woo. That's a lot. That's a lot. There will be some retention. Flames are going to have to do it. I'm sorry, Calgary. Flames are going to have to do it. Unless you settle for a bunch of 5th-round picks, which you probably won't do.
Yes. No.
But Nazem Kadri is letting the world know I am available. Hey, Colorado, come get me again.
And you mentioned it the other day, how they're up against it to kind of even retain any salary or anything.
Correct. It's tough.
But hey, he's showcasing himself right now. Hey, he wants to be somewhere.
Yep, 100%.
But I thought that was pretty impressive that it was his first multi-goal of the season.
He took over.
He did.
Get me out of here.
He sure
Nothing against Calgary. I love the city. They're doing the right thing, going younger. He wants out. Blue Jays are in action today in Port Charlotte against Tampa. Eric Lauer will get the start. Yesterday's lineup, as they took on the Miami Marlins in Dunedin, was George Springer DHing up top, followed by Dalton Varsho in center. Rafael Lategua in center. Vladdy at first. Barger in right. What do you make of this lineup here, Azo? Is this the lineup you were actually talking about?
It was.
So what you wanted to comment on this specifically from
so it was Springer, Varsho, Guerrero, Barger, Kirk, Okamoto, Clement, Jimenez, and Miles Straw. That's got some, like, at least at the top of the order.
Top four, one more time.
Top 4 specifically.
Springer, Varsho, Vladdy, Barger.
Right.
I like that.
To me, that kind of has some opening day vibes. Well, not opening day, but maybe a regular top 4. Because we never got into it, but we talked about the pitching nonstop. And the pitching, I'm feeling pretty good about it at this point. What scares me a bit about the Blue Jays is what the top of their order is going to look like. Now, the fact that Santander's out, it might help George because he can DH more. Like, I don't expect George to play more than 1 game in the outfield a week.
He shouldn't.
Right. So it allows him to settle in. But how confident are you George repeats the renaissance year he had last year?
Not very.
Right. And he's going to be, he's slotted in as your number 1 guy.
Like, what were the home runs in the regular season last year? What was it like? It was 33 for Springer, 23 for Vladdy, something like that.
Yeah,
so take away Bo's home runs. Let's assume Springer comes down. I'll be generous in here and just say 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vladdy is going to have to pick up some power here.
And what's around Vladdy? Who's their 2-hitter? Who's their 4-hitter? Especially now that Santander.
I mean, I'm thinking it's Okamoto and Kirk, no? And Barger.
But really?
Those are your options now.
Already, I don't want to put Okamoto in that spot.
Why not?
Not right away.
What if he has a good WBC
How did that
with
work
Japan?
out for Varsho?
Well, Varsho's not Okamoto.
No.
They have different resumes.
Okay. But see, I think Varsho is going to be very motivated this year. It's a contract year for him. He's going to try and stay healthy. I don't mind him in that tool if he can pull his weight, because what are they going to do? Platoon again? The platoon thing scares me for the entire season.
Steve,
like, is it going to be Nathan Lucas and Davis Schneider up there again?
Yeah, they're gonna have to. That's why Bellinger would have been amazing
for a full season. I agree with you 100% on that. I agree with you 100%. Had they got Kyle, like, it solidifies your top four. Last year we went into spring training with John Schneider saying Bo's going to hit one, Vladdy's going to hit two, because they're our two best hitters, and we want them to have the most at bats out of anybody. Now that didn't happen, or it started that way, and it didn't go well. And we found out how comfortable Vladdy is in the 3 spot, so he's not moving from there. So George is your one hitter.
So let me ask you this. Never mind lefty righty. Just generally, if you are John Schneider, who for the first 2 weeks are you penciling into the lineup hitting behind Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
Batting behind or around?
Right behind, directly behind him.
See, I think
the support vehicle behind Vladdy, who is hitting?
I think you have to. You said it. You have to kind of do the platoon thing. I want to see what Jesus Sanchez does, especially against righties.
That's not what I'm asking you.
But Barger, Barger.
I'm asking you, who is the guy?
Barger and Kirk, I guess.
Okay, so
but you need Barger to step up even more than he did last year.
But I'm asking you, who is the guy? I'm asking you a singular name for the first 2 weeks of the season that you pencil in as the backup bat right behind Vladdy in the order. As we all would agree, and I'm going to give you my answer too. I'm not the guy on air who just wants an opinion and doesn't give mine.
Because it is important to protect them. You need guys on base.
It's a vital thing.
You need guys on base ahead of them.
It's a vital thing.
And you need the guy behind them to protect them.
I think you start with Barger.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Are you good with that?
That's why. That's what it was yesterday, and I'm good with that.
I think because Okamoto, you do have to kind of ease him in. And Barger, at least Barger was in some stressful situations last year.
Yeah, he's got the tools.
Yes,
there's no doubt. But he had a big year last year, and now if you're going to start putting him in that spot against righties, lefties, whatever, that's more pressure on the kid.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't start off well, how does it go?
E-Money says Varsho breakout year, 35 home runs.
Maybe
they'll take that. Hey, listen,
100%.
Sometimes not having a guy signed can be good.
Motivating.
If Varsho gives you 35 home runs, do not sign this guy before the season. Don't do it.
But if Springer doesn't, like, who goes up to the top of the order? Like that first 4, because you look at around the American League East, I can read you the names of the other American League teams, and their first 4 are pretty solidified. Like they have, on the Rays, it falls off way after.
Doesn't mean they're great though.
No.
Solidified and great are,
but they are going to get the
thing.
most at bats. Like I'm saying, like I don't know about the interchanging thing. I wish they had a steady 4 guys to put at the top of the lineup. I'm saying the other teams do. Now the Jays to me have the deepest lineup by far, 1 to 9. I think they're amazing. But like the top 4 kind of scares me, and to be interchanging and playing matchups like that.
But it worked last year, did it not?
It worked for half the season, not the full season. It didn't begin they didn't start off that way.
I mean, 65% of the season it kind of worked, did it not?
Okay.
It wasn't like July 1st the Jays were playing well. They played well before then.
The problem with platooning is if one guy starts to slump, then you're putting other guys in situations that aren't like in their favor, and then do they start to slump, and can that get contagious?
But
scares me.
You don't like the competition aspect of that? Because still, listen, as much fun as last year was, I don't see all-stars right now.
No.
They're still kind of fighting for spots.
Yeah.
Ernie Clement aside.
Which is what you want.
I think that can be a very advantageous thing for the Toronto Blue Jays.
But then you guys start over-trying if another guy's doing, like, I think it could have a trickle effect. I just wish the top 4 was more solidified on who it was.
Okay.
And especially with Springer at the top, that you can't totally trust to have another year like he had last year. And I love George. Do you remember George? Guys were ready to DFA him last year.
With cause.
Yeah. Yes.
With cause.
Because you remember his 2024 before 2025? Like, could he revert a little bit back to that? Maybe.
I mean, I think people need to kind of take the foot off the gas with Springer. That's not happening again.
No.
Now, can Vladdy kind of fill that?
If you protect him.
Well, they're paying him to now. Like that's now it's.
Did you see the hit he had against the wall yesterday? Like he reached out of the zone to swing at that, and he hit it to the wall.
After the show, I left the room. I came in, and right before I walked in the room, I heard Azul go, "Ow!" And I didn't know what I was going to walk into. Azul's watching spring training highlights. He's going nuts over Okamoto home runs and Vladdy home runs, and Jimenez home runs yesterday. And there's Jimenez, nice home run yesterday.
Like Clement can be a great piece, but I like a more middle to bottom of the order instead of in the top 4. But maybe against some pitchers, he's in the 2-hole too. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that plays out. It scares me to kind of do the platooning thing for the whole season.
Ray Bay in the chat, Varsho was a walking K against the Dodgers. Hopefully, the off-season rest has helped. There was a lot of guys by the end of that series not swinging well.
Right.
Now, Yamamoto's kind of part of the reason. It's pretty good.
No, yeah.
But like, I hear the point. I understand the point. Big year for Vladdy, regular season wise. Let's remember, last regular season was okay.
But again, guys can pitch around
Not
him easily.
great.
If he's not being protected and guys in front of him aren't getting on base, teams can pitch around him very easily.
I just think the Jays, I do believe a division title is just as important this year as last year.
Yep. Agreed.
Here's my bar. If they win the division again, they're very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I am in. If it's like, let's try and get in that best of three, I don't know what's going on. I don't think they clearly, like the bar on the Jays, you'll get to see by Canada Day what this is really about.
And again, to their favor,
sure.
they have an easy schedule to start.
They do. And they're home for the first time in forever to start a year.
But like their schedule is pretty in their favor to start. So you can let guys get comfortable and get on heaters, and maybe that helps.
Correct.
I don't know.
Kira in the chat, wild card not ideal. Right. I would agree. It's not the end of the world.
Of course.
But that's not the fence they're swinging for here.
Yeah.
So let quickly back to, we mentioned Jason Stark of The Athletic yesterday.
We did some of the polls he had out. Yep.
He put out another one today. He's on a heater right now.
Yeah, I think he was in Jay's camp this week. That's why.
So Jason Stark, longtime ESPN writer. He's amazing. He put out a column today, and the title is Life After Game 7. Could the Blue Jays actually be better? And he's got a lot of points here. In 2026. And he makes a point pretty quickly off the front here that only one team in the past 65 years has lost a Game 7 of the World Series and won it the next year. That was Kansas City in 2015. They beat the Mets in 2015 after losing Game 7 of the World Series the year before to, I believe it was Tim Lincecum and the San Francisco Giants, that team. And the Jays, like I've thought the whole time, and I don't think it's being said enough, getting back to where they were is going to be damn near impossible.
Hard as hell.
Damn near
and he
impossible.
did the last 65 years because that's like the span where it went to multiple rounds.
If you
get, like Mickey Mantle did it, but they had to win like one series.
Like from my perspective, if you get back to that ALCS and maybe see Seattle again, it's a good year.
Yep.
I think it's a good year for the Toronto Blue Jays because this is very hard. You're not the Dodgers that way. No one's the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when you say, can they be better? What is better? Winning the World Series.
Winning the World Series.
Right there. Like
IKF getting home is better.
Right.
So there's three quotes we want to read to you. Azzo's going to get to the last one here in a second, but there's quotes here about Game 7 specifically that Jason Stark got from the Jays. This is what Kevin Gausman said. I've never been in a room full of grown men who were all crying. But it was just heartbreaking, to be honest, to be that close, to feel like we played better. You know, that might sound bad to say, but we just felt like we did. We played better than them. I'm a huge Kevin Gausman guy. I respect where he's coming from. I hate the argument. I'm sorry. You did not play better at the end of Game 7. Don't tell me you played better.
I'm really getting sick of this outplayed thing because to me, outplaying is taking advantage of opportunities and capitalizing. They didn't.
John Schneider then had this quote to Jason Stark of The Athletic. There were numerous nights, probably in November, where I would wake up kind of having a dream of Game 7 and really trying to stay asleep, hoping this time it would have a different outcome. And it never did. End quote. In the dream, does IKF take another half step?
Did you let him? Yeah.
I love the argument. If only as the manager I could have done something different. Don't do that to me.
I know. Maybe not put Hoffman in the night?
Do not make the argument to me as the manager of the Jays, only in my dreams could I have controlled the outcome. Come on, man. I'm leaving that alone.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you have another interesting quote.
Well, there were some other interesting things there. Like Davis Schneider just packed up his car and started to drive home just to get away from it, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Ernie took some time to just dwell in it and then just started thinking about next year. And the way that players handled it from his piece, like go check it out. It's a bit of a long piece, but it's a good read. But then to me, the bottom was the best. Like coming off Scherzer's daughter writing their letter. Gosman told a good story. Like he said to you, they waited till the locker room before they started crying, rightfully so. And he said on the field, he was trying to keep it together. And then what hit him was watching his daughter really break down and cry. He's got a young daughter.
Yeah.
And she was like, because he said last year was the first year she understood what I did and what we were going for. Because he's like, in October, she started being like, isn't it time to go home? Why aren't we going home? And he makes a story. He tried to explain to her what winning meant. And he gave her the analogy, like, we're trying to get this ring. And he showed her the Texas Rangers ring. So then she was invested in getting the ring and she'd celebrate every win. So by the end of the game, she asked her mom, like, did we get the ring? And she's like, no. And she just broke down crying. And Gosman's like, I looked at her and it's like the first hard lesson she had to learn is that like, we didn't get it.
It's always interesting for an athlete when the kids like
start picking it up.
Are aware.
Yeah.
Because for a long time in their career, they aren't, obviously.
Right.
But it's an interesting moment. Steve in the chat, if it's and nuts, hold on. If it's and buts were candies and nuts.
It's true.
Nailed it.
That's
the phrase. Sorry.
What if the ball didn't get stuck in the wall? Like there's a lot of that going on, right?
That Schneider quote is angering me more than I thought.
I know. I can imagine.
I didn't anticipate that because I saw it earlier. You brought it up and I'm like, it's all right. And now reading it and absorbing it, I don't like it. Jays are in Tampa today. Eric Lauer. Let's go, Eric. Let's go, Eric Lauer.
And I think a lot of the guys now left for the WBC. So we'll see. Like, I'm actually excited to watch some of these guys and see what else they got there. Because, like, you know, they have some guys fighting for positions and maybe somebody else steps up. But
you never know.
Yeah, Okamoto, maybe you're right. Maybe by the end of it, he's hitting in the 4 slot because he can drive and runs. Like, he's kind of makes contact. I think he's going to be pretty good.
I think Okamoto's going to be steady.
Yeah. That's what he should be. Yeah.
He's not going to be your star, but you're going to like him. And like him in a way, like a valued member of the team.
Yeah.
The strong, silent type. What did he say? He's a manly man? What was the quote? He's manly.
He's strong and manly.
That's a quote from Okamoto. I don't know if you guys heard that one. I'm strong and a man. I will never in my life describe myself in that way.
And in his previous league, he's 4 for 8 off Yamamoto with, I think, 1 or 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. So bring him on. Yeah, he's got a good history against Yamamoto. I saw that somewhere. It's crazy. I think the Blue Jays today guys had it, or somebody had it. Anyways, it was amazing.
Chris, where does Santander land in the lineup? The 60-day DL. Or IL. No, let me rephrase that. The 60-day. No, he's going. He has to. Someone has to go to the 60-day to get Scherzer on.
But
someone has to move over.
IL is like 150 days.
Okay, it's going to be the 400-day IL.
Yeah, that's the longest IL we can put.
We'll talk about Santander more in a second.
Okay. You want
any other Jays things?
No, I think we're
good. One last thing. So I don't know if you noticed, but Toronto FC started their season last week. They were in Dallas. And they lost 3-2, but scoring 2 goals was actually kind of a victory, considering they were one of the worst offenses in Major League Soccer last season. And they need someone up front. Like, they have not the Insigne signing and the Bernadeschi signing. They were disasters for Toronto FC. Disasters. But they have been on this pursuit of a striker out of England for like a month and a half to 2 months. Like, I've seen this pop up throughout the winter. And today it's official. Toronto FC have their striker, and it's Josh Sargent, a U.S. striker who's played the last several years for Norwich City in technically the 2nd division of English soccer, so a step below the Premier League. And Josh Sargent has scored some goals in that league. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, I don't mind this. Like, Josh Sargent is one position. He is striker. He's not really a winger. He's not a number 10 creative midfielder. No. This American striker is there for goals and goals only. Now, the positive here is, one, he wants to be closer to his family, so he's coming home. That's why he's coming back to North America. That's one. That works out for Josh and his family. Makes sense. 2, this guy made 1 appearance for the U.S. national team in 2025. So he is hoping to go on some meteoric run here and impress Mauricio Pochettino, the head coach of Team USA, ahead of this summer's World Cup. The odds are long. The odds are very long for him to get in. But if you make enough MLS noise, you never know. Maybe Pochettino notices you. Here's where TFC's starting to lose me on this. According to reports from Waking the Red and some other sites, who are very dialed into Toronto FC, obviously. This deal for the second division English-based striker who's American could be a Major League Soccer record transfer fee. There are reports it could be $27 million just to bring him over. Never mind what they're paying him. $27 million just to get him from Norwich City, which would top what LAFC paid South Korea international Son Heung-min, who bought that striker from Tottenham last year for like $26 million. Son Heung-min has played in a Champions League final before and has played a lot of Premier League soccer in his life. That one I understand. If this is accurate, that Toronto FC just paid more for Josh Sargent than longtime Tottenham winger Son Heung-min, and Josh Sargent is now the biggest transfer in Major League Soccer history, I'm about to throw up. Someone in that building, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it's Robin Fraser, the coach, Jason Hernandez, the president. Somebody just flat out lied to Keith Pelly and said, this is going to work. That's an insane level of money for that guy. Insane. He better score some goals for you. That's nuts. And that tells me your European procurement is at zero right now. You don't have a single scout in Europe worth anything. Much like the Leafs. You don't know what you're doing scouting if that's the price tag for that. That's crazy. And on top of that, he wanted to come home. You were working under the position of power. A potential Major League record transfer fee for Josh Sargent? What? That's like paying Bobby McMahon $10 million a year. I'm serious. I hope they know what they're doing, because that's a bloody big deal for Toronto FC. That's a bloody big deal. And their track record, Jovinko aside, is not good when it comes to strikers from Europe. It's awful. Shout out Seba. I miss Seba. I hope that number's wrong. I hope that is not the biggest. I pray that is not the biggest transfer in Major League Soccer history. Because Toronto FC have lost their mind if that's the deal. Lost it. Game 2 for them in Vancouver tomorrow night. The Western Conference champs, Vancouver Whitecaps. Hopefully Vancouver get their arena situation sorted. I don't know if you've been following what's going on in Vancouver with them. Yeah. BC government is not going to pay for a stadium for Vancouver, and Vancouver make no revenue at BC Place, like none. So I don't know. It's not a good situation with the Whitecaps,
because I know people there who go to a lot of games. Like, it's crazy they make no money.
They're people that deeply care about that team.
I know, and they go on some good runs. They've had some good seasons.
It's just not the best business situation I've ever seen. Like, I don't want the Vancouver Grizzlies thing to happen here again.
Yeah.
But like,
great point.
The BC government are not budging. Like, they'll help them. They'll try and improve the revenue situation in Vancouver, but I don't know what's going on there. Anyway.
So are you saying TFC is the Maple Leafs of MLS? Is that where we're going with this? No, I'm kidding. Michael says, I didn't even know MLS started.
It's always a surprise when MLS starts, isn't it?
It always does to people.
It's like, hey, I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
MLS.
J Ray says, Son is legit. Sargent, we have no idea.
No, I have an idea. He was like a second division English guy, which means you're okay.
Right.
But America have not called him up for basically a year and 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not some full-fledged international you're bringing in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that money is crazy for this guy. Bringing him in, I'll hear the argument.
Okay.
For that money,
that's crazy.
That's MLSC have lost their minds at that money. That's crazy. Crazy.
It's all about the money, right? What you're paying guys. Gabrielle agrees with you. Sargent is a good player, but a crazy overpay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There you go. What are we doing? More comments?
Yeah, just a few more, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, we'll go back to the Leafs, because there's a lot of Leafs ones.
Yeah,
I know we almost got to this one earlier. Leafs fans need to make a statement and leave the ACC completely empty for remaining home games.
Well, that might be why the letter went out with the renewals. Because I don't know how often letters go out with renewals.
Yeah.
Is that a normal thing?
I don't know.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't own season tickets.
I don't have seasons.
Me neither.
It might be. I don't know. But
Sean says Leafs be leafy.
That could also be a shirt.
Yeah, that's a good shirt.
That could also be a shirt.
Another day in Leafs land, another day of misery. Leafs will win the next 10 and miss out on the playoffs by 1 point. I don't even see that.
What a deal that would be.
Yeah.
What a deal that would be.
That would be amazing. Sid, stop that narrative. It's the media's fault.
Of course. Sorry, I forgot. It's our fault. Sorry. It's media's fault.
True.
Yes, media's fault.
Lionel says the Leafs have been. Oh, sorry, it takes me a minute to adjust the handle and see what it says. The Leafs have always been like this, and every year we're surprised. It's kind of true.
As long as the handle isn't that ass.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine with you adjusting on the fly.
Here, I'll let you read this comment. Take Casey's.
I just want my comment read. Love you, Sid.
That's nice.
No problem, Casey.
There's somebody else saying it's a good crowd in here today, and I got to agree with it. Somebody put the Leafs. Edward said the Leafs are the New York Jets. We were comparing them to other teams.
Actually, again, the last time the Jets won was around 1967.
There you go.
Super Bowl III.
There you go. So it's pretty.
It's the Baltimore Colts and Johnny Unitas. Yeah.
Kira wanted to know. Wait, are the Panthers shopping or maybe trading Bobrovsky?
I mean, he's unrestricted, and they haven't signed him yet.
CJ said he can't disprove that I wouldn't.
What a flex it would be for the Panthers to trade Bob and make the playoffs.
Because he's a free agent, right? Yep.
And he's like 37,
yeah.
Bobrovsky. Now, they just signed like Marchand for basically that kind of contract.
Mm-hmm.
Although Bobrovsky would demand more money. Bobrovsky's a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
You can call a shot.
You don't
Vezna's, Stanley Cups. Psh, are you kidding? Bobrovsky can do whatever he wants, man. And people laughed at him for a long time in Columbus. A long time.
It's true.
And they laughed at the Panthers at times for
when they signed him.
You're going to give a goalie $10 million? Yep.
Again, another guy who wasn't a winner until he was a winner. Right?
Yeah, 100%. Right? But he was a Vezina Trophy winner.
Yep.
Before he got to Florida, he was a Vezina Trophy winner.
What about bringing him in and letting him mentor Hildeby?
Oh, hold on. Jake Jacaro. Elimination Chamber predictions from Azzo.
No.
Eliminate. Where are they for
Hang
elimination?
on. Here's another one. Eric says segment idea: Freak Out Fridays, where we freak out about something every Friday.
I mean, if the Leafs play on a Thursday, you're going to get your Freak Out Fridays. One will come with the other. 100%.
Joe says take away the C from John Tavares and everything went downhill. I don't know.
I don't know if I can come to the same conclusion, but
no kidding. And then there are still people asking, what has McDavid won though? For all that conversation,
5 scoring titles, 3 Hearts, and a Conn Smythe Trophy.
Yeah.
And I believe he was Molson Cup Star of the Month for January this past year. I'm kidding. I don't know if the Molson Cup's even a thing anymore. I think it is, but I'm not sure.
Well, Leafs are 2 years away from being 2 years away. We love a good throwback. Love a good throwback. So good.
I like that.
Anyway, yeah. So
that's it.
I think we're good, man. We're almost pushing 2 hours again. Jeez,
I know.
It's crazy.
You and I just talk a lot.
Yeah.
We should shut up. The Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media, where we don't shut the hell up.
I know.
You good?
So,
yeah, so no elimination chamber predictions.
CM Punk, Finn Balor is going to be a good fight. CM Punk's obviously going to win that. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Glad to see AJ back in there, but Becky probably wins. And then the elimination chambers, it's going to be tough. I don't know. I think maybe Tiffany Stratton again. She's back. Yeah, and in the guys, I'd have to go with. It can't be Jey Uso again. It's going to be Cody. It's got to be Cody, right? He's got a main event WrestleMania.
That women's elimination chamber you and I saw in Toronto last year was insane.
It was. It
was way better than the guys match.
It was
way better. All right. So we appreciate everything. Couple things. We're technically ending our first month. If you like anything we're doing here and you want to support us, like, subscribe in all the places, and you guys know what you're doing by now.
You guys have power too. Look what you made us do last week. Like, come on.
100%. We're Chris asks, any special guests coming up? We haven't even talked about that internally. I have to be honest, because we think we're special. We think we're far special enough.
The chats are guests every day. Like, it gives us so much content.
No, but like,
it's true.
Thank you for bringing that up, because we've had discussions about doing X, Y, and Z. What I'm noticing about this show, and if you want to chime in quickly before we go here in the chat, I appreciate it.
2 minutes. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. 2-minute warning from Azzo. Like, this thing is developing its own kind of central nervous system, and I'm hesitant to completely stop this interaction between us and you. I don't think that's smart. And I think we need to grow that because you've been kind to us and we want to continue to be very open to this idea with you. So I'm not crazy about shutting down the show how we're doing it right now for any reason aside from a couple of certain interviews, which you can guess which ones they are. But I'm hesitant because I think consistency is important. And you guys have been very kind to us, so I don't want to mess with that either. That's just I'm just thinking out loud at this point.
And you guys bring up some great points that always lead to a good discussion.
Yes.
So why not?
You offset a lot of Azzo's bad points.
Yeah, exactly.
A ton.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Apologies. We're going to get to Anthony Santander, but we ran out of time. Have a great day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Take care. We'll talk soon. Have a good weekend.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.